How's practice been since the Ohio State game?
Well, we was off Sunday or Monday or Saturday. What is today?
Monday.
Yeah, we was off Saturday and then had about a 2-hour film session on Sunday and come out and practice. So this will be the second day of practice since that game.
I know you don't get on people for missing shots. You get on them for not taking them.
Well, you know,
you don't want to harp on it too much.
Well, the film was very telling. I mean, they had size down low and they were running out at us and we were trying to shoot over top of them. Because of that, they were changing our shot. And that's why, you're going to shoot 2 for 20 when you do that. Instead of bringing the big girls away from the bucket and they were leaving their feet, we got to penetrate and go around them. And we weren't doing that. We were settling for threes and they were changing our shots. And because of that, you go 2 for 20. We just wasn't getting in the paint much. And when we did get in the paint, good things happened. Either we got an easy shot or we got offensive rebounds or that type of stuff. But when we settled for threes, and they did a great job of changing our shot. A couple of our guards were just throwing the ball way up in the air just to get it off. Well, we're not going to make those shots.
Didn't see many pump fakes.
No. It's amazing. You got a big, slow person running out at you, leaving their feet, and you still shoot it over top of them. Now, defensively, that's probably the worst I've seen us play in a long time. But we'll get it corrected. These girls worked hard. They feel as bad as I do. So it's not like I have to worry about, that they don't want to improve, they don't want to make adjustments and that type of stuff. But because they really do.
It's mainly just about you guys in practice.
Yeah, it's about us. It's an eye opener. Because I think you're going to see. I said before the season started, you're going to see a lot more zones. You're going to see a lot more of that type of stuff that you saw the other night. We go play Ole Miss here, and I'm watching on film on them, and they pretty much zone the same way Ohio State does. So, in my opinion, once he watches our tape, there's no doubt in my mind we're going to be seeing a lot of that.
You mentioned defense, Coach. What was the most frustrating part about the defensive end?
Well, frustrating was we let one guard penetrate and score from the block off of penetration. We couldn't get nobody to the ball. When we did come to the ball, she turned it over or they didn't get anything. And then we kept letting her drive right. It's unbelievable to me that we kept letting her drive. They ran the same play every time, and she got to the right block. And scored over top of us or scored, 3-point play or whatever happened. So, those are things we just can't let happen. And, I got to do a better job teaching what we're going to do on that. And I need to do a better job of changing up a little bit more because our girls are just tentative right now. They're worrying about the new rules. And we don't play well that way. We just don't play that well that way. We got to get back to the way we play. If it's a foul, it's a foul. But we can't be tentative anymore.
Tropical destination like this, sometimes that worries some coaches. You've got a lot of team.
It worries me after coming off this last loss. Yeah, absolutely. Me personally, I won't see the ocean until we leave, I guess. I'm not. So, but I want them to enjoy it. I'm not going to be just because we lost, don't let them do anything or that stuff. But, me personally, I can't enjoy it. So we'll go there. To me, it's a business trip. And they'll see how the coaches handle it as a business trip. We got mature players and veterans. They know what needs to be done. So, we got to take care of business on the floor, and then we can have fun off the floor. But, it's not going to be a lot of fun if you don't take care of business on the floor.
Coach, after the game, Asia and Crystal both seemed pretty shook up after the loss. Do you like that they feel, after one game, that they're taking it that hard?
Oh, absolutely. Because you know what? We want to have a good year this year. And to lose your first game at home is, I don't think if you could ask anybody in this gym wouldn't think that would have happened. But that happens. That's why you play the game. And our girls got to understand that. You're going to get everybody's best shot. And you're going to see a lot of things this year you didn't see last year because of the new rules. And we just got to adjust to those.
After looking at the tape, how did you feel about the way Asia played?
Oh, Asia at times took over the game. But, you know, when we're not hitting any shots from the perimeter, we're not getting into the paint, they just kept sagging. And Asia she had 4 turnovers, and 3 of them was just her trying to make a play, and they were sagging 3 girls in on her. But, you know, she got a little frustrated because of that. And, you know, we just didn't do a good job keeping people off of her. And the way we can do that is more ball movement, move the ball, penetrate the gaps, make people get off of her a little bit and not set up. And when big girls run at you, attack them. Let's not set up for jump shots. And those are things we worked on yesterday, and we'll continue to work on.
Ole Miss lost last night to Central Arkansas 1-1. What have you seen on film? What's the scouting report on them? A first-year head coach there that you're going to see for a second straight.
Yeah, and they change up a lot. They'll play, you know, he came from Kentucky, so they'll do that full court stuff, a little bit man, a little bit of run and jump, trap type thing. But then they'll play that 2-3, basically just like Ohio State did, trying to funnel us to the middle, to the big girls and that type of stuff. Weak side will be wide open for the skip pass, and then hopefully you can hit some of them shots. But if you don't, you can't settle for them shots. When people run at you from the weak side, then you got to start tackling if you're not hitting your 3. So hopefully we're learning those lessons. But you're going to see a lot of the same stuff that you defensively on the zone side that you saw Ohio State.
Approach-wise, with 3 games in 3 days, do you approach it a little bit differently with minutes, things of that nature? It's a kind of a tournament-style setting that you won't see again until, obviously, the Big 12 tournament.
And I didn't do a good job of rotating enough. We got behind, and, you know, it's hard to take Asia Bussey out. I mean, it really is. But I got to do a better job of that. I didn't do her any good by keeping her in there. She wore down a little bit and got a little frustrated. So, you know, I got to do a better job. I got to keep fresh people in there, and just like more in this tournament. I mean, when you're going to play 3 nights in a row, you better have some fresh people going into the last couple games.
Coach, tournaments like this, is this the best way to schedule more quality opponents, you think, than maybe getting 1 or 2 here and there and having to make a return trip?
Well, I think that's one reason. The other reason is, you know, I just think these players deserve, you know, let's go out and do something special for them and that type of stuff. So, you know, I'm upset about the loss, but I'm no more upset than what they are. So I'm not going to be negative in that. We just got to correct what we did wrong, and you know, we're watching film. By the end of the film, our girls knew exactly what was going to happen, and they were making noises, say, you know, they couldn't believe they did it either. I said, you ought to stand where I'm standing and watch it if you don't believe it. But, you know, it's hard, and once they see it on film, you know, they start to understand a little bit better why we lost that game.
Being so experienced, then I would imagine you expect them to have to do as much coaching as you might have to, you know, with each other.
Absolutely, and I just didn't think, you know, it goes deeper than that. I just think we weren't enthused. We weren't, you know, we got a 3-point play a couple times, Asia Bussey, and Pat does a good job of getting a shot at the bench. We got a couple people standing up, the other couple people acting like there's no big deal and that type of stuff. So, you know, I'm big on that stuff too. I will address the bench from here on out. You're going to think we got the best cheerleaders in America on our bench from here on out, because, you know, you got to support each other. And one day somebody will have a good game, the next day somebody else may have a good game. But, you know, we're all in this together, so we need to support each other.